were you a road trip family? Were you an airplane family when you guys took trips?
We were a little bit of both. A lot of my travel, a lot of like any sort of like vacation travel was like had the underlying sadness of a broken home, because my mom and dad were divorced, and my dad lived in Bloomington, Indiana, and we lived.
How far was that from Yorkville?
It's about. I want to say it's about a 4.5, 5 hour drive.
Okay, so that's no small thing.
Yeah, it's no small thing. But I will say, like, I used to see my dad like twice a year, I think, and I can't imagine being 4 hours away from my kids and only seeing them twice a year.
Yeah,
I will say that.
Nor can I. Yeah.
And
can I ask, did you need to have kids to know that was weird, or were you, as a child, did you think that was strange?
No, I needed to have kids.
Gotcha.
When I had kids, there were a lot of things, and not just, there was a lot of things where I was like, wait a minute. That seems fucked up. Like, what? Wait a minute. Like, you shouldn't.
How old were you when your parents got divorced?
I was, I think 7.
Okay.
I think 7. No, wait. Yeah. No, I was 4. I was like 4 or 5 because I started kindergarten in Yorkville. So, which was where my grandparents lived, because my mom left Bloomington and went to Yorkville to live with her parents. So we moved back in with my grandparents. And I remember not understanding it at all and like wondering where my dad was. But most of the travel then ended up being either driving halfway to like this town kind of halfway between Bloomington, Indiana and Yorkville, Illinois, like just at a truck stop and doing a swap off at a truck stop, or taking the train, just my brother and I taking the Amtrak from Joliet, Illinois to Bloomington, Indiana, and spending, doing that a lot throughout my childhood.
How young were you, do you think, the first time you took the train by yourself?
Oh, I bet you probably 8,
Wow, so
and my brother was
brother's
11.
Like 11?
Yeah. I think that they were like, I mean, I don't know that I would do that, but it kind of seems like,
Yeah. I think it makes a lot of sense in that era to be like,
yeah. Well,
in Illinois, Indiana,
the conductor's going to tell you it's time to get off.
Yeah, and I mean, and it's not an unusual thing. Like, you still do kind of see it, occasionally when you're somewhere,
Yeah.
Although I can't remember the last time I saw a little kid flying alone, which I have seen in my
I feel
life.
I've seen that, those unaccompanied minors.
Yeah,
it
but
happened. It used to happen more, I think.
Yeah, I think it probably did happen more. But it was. I mean, I look at it too. Like my grandmother was born in China. Her parents were missionaries, and she was sent to like boarding school at like age 5 with her 7-year-old brother. They put him on a boat for like a 1-week trip, like up the Yangtze or something. I don't know, So that's like, it is a different thing. People used to mail their kids. Have you seen those pictures in old books? So like, just put a tag on them and like, how much? 50 cents to go to Cheyenne? Here you go.
That's that's true. They're all too sheltered now. Did you when you were on the train, were you excited? Was that a thing? You were like, oh, we're gonna go see Dad, or did it feel more like duty?
I was always very excited to see my dad, and it was really, and I used to when I knew he was coming to get us, because I mean, occasionally he would come all the way up to get us. And when I knew he was coming, I would like be waiting outside in the cold sometimes for him to get there. So definitely there was, I missed having my dad around, and and it definitely was a deficit.